Excellent. So were we going through our characters while I was muted and couldn't do anything, or?
Yeah, we did. Like I think we did Peleus's, and that's it. and then we kind of disintegrated into.
Let me pick up the slack then. My character's name is Rukvi. He's a paladin who recently lost his divine powers because he was originally an oath of the ancients, who values life and goodness, I guess. And he's been frustrated with the results of trying to follow his paladin's precepts, and we always end up sort of losing the battles or making more chaos and damage than usual. So he's lost a bit of faith. Yeah, that's my character, basically, in a nutshell.
Yeah, and I think your character and my character are the only characters that are actually good. Everybody else is like a little bit.
Oh,
I think his character being good is a stretch at the moment.
I'm currently neutral.
Yeah, at the moment.
Neutral-ish.
Yeah, I think given the opportunity, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see where he goes. So my character's Anderist Shale. He's a warlock whose patron is some unknown Shadowfell entity. Game mechanics, he's a warlock sorcerer, but for role-playing purposes, I just say that he's a warlock, and all of his sorcerer powers come from his patron. So he's a fallen Azamar. He's got pale skin. You can see all the veins. The more powerful he gets, the more you can see the blue veins on his face. His eyes have gone basically completely black at this point. He wears like noble's attire, but all in dark colors, of course. So there's like a button-down shirt, and he carries a cane, which is he never parts with, really. Yeah, he is pretty. I don't know. He's weak. He looks like he could fall apart at any point. A stiff wind would blow him over. He coughs from time to time. He paces all the time and never sits down. He has been known to dabble in necromancy, but mostly what he does is he manipulates people's minds.
Who's banging a keyboard? Okay, it's gone now.
Back. It's not me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was playing with my dice.
Yeah, so I think because you are on your laptop speaker, this is why we kind of hear everything around you. So
yeah, I don't have
that's
a
fine.
Microphone input on that one. Sorry.
That's fine. I'll tell you when to mute if it becomes like too strong of a noise. What about you, Avi?
Use like push to talk or something, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Up volume. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
It's a little bit better.
All right. So I'm playing Quarian. He's a half-elf bard and a family man. He has a wife, a kid, and an apparent father too. He just met his long-lost father in the last session. And I think that's it. He's pretty much, I think, one of the mages of the team. Actually, most of our team are mages, right? Now that I think of it, so he's one of them.
One of the few characters who's been alive from the beginning.
Yeah.
One of the
actually, right.
Yeah, you and Forgar, that's it. The original, the OG party members.
Yes, and we're actually missing two, right? We are missing our Dragonborn. Shemer, let's do it this way. Mute until you want to talk. Otherwise, like it's, at least for me, I'm... Great, thanks. And we're missing two players. Our Dragonborn, he is like, what? I think he is a paladin. And which this is James, and we have the monk, the human monk, played by Morten. So they are both out, but maybe James will join us like in half an hour or something like that.
No, he said he won't make it.
Oh, did he?
Oh, that's really
too bad.
Really unfortunate. Okay, but yeah, that's life.
Don't worry, you have my worthless, no spell power paladin.
We're fine. We're fine. We've got a fallen paladin. We've got a bard.
Yeah.
We've got our druid who likes to sink boats. You've got your sorcerer who's not really a sorcerer and doesn't really have any big ass spells. So.
Right. So it should be interesting. So just to kind of bring anyone to just to understand what's going on. So I didn't let Shemer know anything about like the behind the scenes of the campaign. I basically told him the events of the last session, a little bit of context, like what you guys were doing a little bit before that. And this is it, and this is totally improvised, so like I hope it will work, but we'll see. It should be interesting. So that's that, and let's go with the recap, and then we can continue from where we left off. So in the last couple of basically days, you have been in Helm's Hold. You got there after you have agreed to release a prisoner who was imprisoned in the hold by some dark powers, just to get a piece of knowledge out of his brain. This was the location of the fabled Ring of Winter. You managed to save him, and while resting in the city, you got noticed that a treant in the name of Oakenstand is having trouble in Neverwinter Wood. Basically, a druid met Peleus, told him that this Oakenstand guy is in need of some help, and asked Peleus basically to go and investigate what's going on there. This druid also told you that rumors of sightings of a frost giant also circle at the forest. This kind of robbed you that maybe Harshnag, the frost giant, is lurking there for some reason. And like many sessions ago, you have basically agreed to kill, I think, a noble that is doing something fishy in Neverwinter Wood. This was part of a deal to save Galen's soul, but I think that contract was. I think you managed to. How did you guys? Did you manage to break the contract? Can't remember now.
We broke it.
You died, right? You died. Like, yes, that was the TP.
We died.
Exactly. There was a TPK, and death basically breaks a contract with a demon. So here you go. So you headed to the forest. You met some orcs pulling halfling prisoners who turns out to be not so prisoners. These are residents of a nearby village called Conyberry, and they wanted to understand what's going on in Neverwinter Wood. They heard all kinds of strange things are going on there, so they let the orcs capture them, so that the orcs would take them to Thunder Tree. It is basically a bad place, according to rumor. And you managed to slay the orcs and interrupt whatever the halflings were trying to do. After that, you ventured into the forest to try and understand where is Oakenstand, and you have encountered a patrol of Neverwinter, like soldiers from Neverwinter, and you have heard something about alien technology and infected tritons. And at that point, the soldiers kind of spotted you, but before you managed to even talk to them, a giant dragon descended upon all of you, gave out this, billowed this massive cloud of deathly smoke, basically wasting half of the soldiers. Like half of the patrol is dead. The rest of them tried to pull you to a safe place. They basically told you, come on after us, we know where to go. And you tried to fend the dragon by using spells and all kinds of abilities. Out of the chaos, just reminding you, it's dark, it's winter, the dragon is all around you, and the stench of his breath is still there. Out of all this, Zolkin, a man with basically melted face that you have encountered before, he emerged from the forest, approached Quarian and said, well, hello, son. And this is basically where we stopped last time. You told me that you are basically fleeing the scene. So Quarian, as all of your friends leave, you are holding a wall of power or something like that. It was phantasmal force, wall of force.
Wall of force.
Yeah, so you're holding a wall of force trying to fend off the dragon when Zolkin approaches you, and he basically grabs your arm and tells you, I was given only seconds to convey this message. Lord Thornsteel hides something in his shipyard. Venomfang allowed me just minutes to convey this message before he wastes more of his men. Find what the Lord is hiding in the shipyard, and Venomfang will reward you greatly. Now hurry up.
Wait. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that sentence. Cut off. You got cut off.
Oh, that's battle for you, man. Things are loud.
Yeah. What?
Roll perception.
Don't you hide something in the shipyard?
Yes.
He was-
Venomfang will reward you greatly for this information. And now you must hurry. Otherwise there will be none left.
Where are you going?
He pushes you and then says, business first, but we'll talk again.
Okay. I take my sending. I can't. I don't have that half of my sending stone.
Right?
Find me and talk to me.
He smile and place in your hands a sending stone, the half that you gave him. Actually the half that your son gave him. Exactly.
So wait. So now I have both.
You have only one, right?
Yeah.
So
He
he
has the other half.
yes, he shows it to you and then like go.
Okay. So I run.
Okay. Gary, do you want to lead your men as you run away from the dragon? Those adventurers are basically running with you.
Run, you fools!
I'm being carried, I think, right now by Forga, if I remember.
Right,
correctly.
right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
hope
we
that
keep
continues.
running, and I scream to the new guys who I don't know, run if you want to live!
I don't even have my pants on, I think.
Don't even have your pants on? What the hell, Rookie?
Oh, they're all backwards. They're all backwards.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
That's okay.
Weirdo.
So
We're running.
yeah, Gary, you take your soldiers, like the one who had left. Half of them, you came out from the shipyard to the forest, 6, and now you are basically 3. And this bunch of adventurers who are now running after you, obviously very powerful ones because they have managed to kind of keep the dragon at bay while it was attacking your men. You run with, leaves and branches kind of hit your face as you try to make your way through the dark forest, but you know your terrain. And eventually, after a couple of minutes running, you all arrive to a clearing that opens up into a large shipyard that is built on top of on the banks of Neverwinter River. So if you look at the map of Neverwinter Wood, you can see Oakenstan's Grove with an X, and then you can see Thunder Tree, and above it there is a river.
How do I make
How
the
the hell
icon
did we get
disappear?
that far?
Wait, what?
I have like this icon of the players that are hiding part of the map. How do I like minimize them?
Icons of the players? Oh,
You can move the map with a right click on it. And
Right,
Drag.
right.
Drag and move right click.
just
Alright.
scroll the map.
Yeah.
So
All right, never mind. I'll make do. So, okay, guys, we should be safe here. what's his name? Venom Fang doesn't usually attack our base head on, so
Right.
we're safe here for now. Whew.
Yeah.
That
So
was a close one.
you're not at that point of the river because it's way too far from where you have been. The map isn't showing the small, branches of the river. So there is a branch, but that's fine. Like the place, the track that you have drawn basically maps the river correctly. So there is a small branch there of the river, and not very far from where you have been found. You can see a Derpit shipyard. Obviously, it's an old construction. You can see that it's not very well maintained, but there is a ship in the like very, very close to it. Let me see if I have a map. I'm not sure. I don't. Okay. Yeah, so you can catch your breath. The soldiers coming in like panting. The place looks pretty quiet, and the dragon hasn't followed you.
I'm still
Are
down,
we
by the
missing
way.
anybody? Is anybody left behind?
I feel like we're probably missing our farmer, and Forgar somehow disappeared.
So was someone carrying me instead of Forgar then? Because Forgar was carrying me before, and I'm kind of down
Well,
right
it's
now.
not me. I'll tell you that much.
It was Forgar. Maybe. I mean, I was right with Forgar.
Let's say that two of the soldiers kind of carried you, and Forgar and Galen kind of left behind. They tried to fend the dragon, keep him at bay, and you lost them running at the forest.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll be like probably a full couple of minutes behind everybody else.
Yeah.
Coughing
So-
and wheezing. There's probably like blood in his hand from coughing up blood. And he'll
Who
just
are
kind
you
of
guys?
collapse.
What are you doing in the forest?
Several things, but first things first. I give Peleus a potion of healing. I feed it to him.
Very good.
Check, check,
How
check.
much is a potion of healing? Heal.
You can save a potion and heal him.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't.
Never mind that.
You can.
Cast the wounds on.
Okay.
According to healing.
So how many guards are with us?
Currently,
Just me and my two friends.
The three of them. And your guards from where? Neverwinter?
Yes, we serve under Lord.
Thornhill.
Never remember.
Oh, right.
No.
Never remember. Yes.
Yeah.
What do I-
We're under the direct command of Lord Thornhill.
What do I know of Neverember? Or
Roll,
Neverember?
roll your history.
9.
So with a 9, you clearly remember that Lord Neverember was once the open lord of Neverwinter, but he was cast out and had his new residence set in Neverwinter when he basically spilled a lot of money to rebuild it. And he didn't claim that he's Neverwinter's king or like ruler. He's just the caretaker. There is probably a better word in English for it, but he spilled a lot of money to rebuild it, and he's the de facto king, but he has no rights there. So some commotion was around it, but other than that, you cannot kind of really remember what's going on there.
Okay.
I turn to Gary, whose name I don't know yet. We're going to Oakenstand Grove right now, but we're missing 2 people. Have you seen a Dragonborn? Have you seen him fall?
No,
I'm
but
going to-
they are somewhere around here, and they will probably head to our base. This is the only safe point around for miles.
I'm going to telepathically communicate with Rukvi and advise you to maybe not tell this stranger all of our plans. You know, we are being hunted by Durgar and giants and a whole bunch of other people.
As you say that, I'm shaking his hand like, We should team
Yeah.
up.
You appear trustworthy. Care to join our party? Particularly, I'll advise you don't mention the crown.
Right.
So I don't know who you guys are, but this dragon is attacking occasionally our patrols. So it's better to lay low for a while in the shipyard. So you're welcome to join me to take refuge. I'm taking my men over there now.
When did he start attacking you guys?
Oh, it's been on for ages. It's happened now and again. Can be every few months or every few weeks. Usually let a few soldiers escape though. We don't know why he attacks. He just come in, kill a bunch of people and flying away. It's better to hide in the base. He never attacks the base. It's the shipyard over there.
He never attacks the base. And who owns the base?
It's one of the bases of Neverwinter. My commander name is Thornhill.
Thornhill?
Thornhill. Yep, he's the commander.
Is that the name that my father mentioned? Thornsteel?
Isn't this the person we're supposed to kill?
So
I don't say that out loud. Don't say that out loud. I'm thinking that. Is Thornsteel the person we were supposed to kill to get for the demon?
So
I remember the name. I think
Control F.
that might be the case. Yeah.
So Lord
Okay.
Thornsteel is the one you were sent to kill, but this Thornhill, and I'm sorry for those very. I was on the letter T when I generated the names for the.
Thornhill and Thornsteel. Okay.
Well, it's Thornhill. I'll write it down. It's Thornhill and Thornsteel. Sorry for that.
Thorn.
Yeah.
Thornhill?
So
My
Thornhill.
commander.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, got it.
Sorry for that.
Sure.
So who's Tarnheel?
So Thornsteel is the lord that you have been sent to kill. He is the kind of general overtaker here. And Thornhill is Gary's commander.
Okay, so Tarnheel would probably report to Thornsteel.
Yes, makes sense.
Okay. So, all right. It doesn't strike you as odd. Commander? What's your rank?
I'm a
What should I
lieutenant.
call you? Lieutenant?
Lieutenant
Okay.
Gary, yeah.
I'm from Canada. Can I call you lieutenant?
No,
A lieutenant is someone who lives in a toilet.
that
I'm gonna
fits
call
the
you-
bill.
All right, Lieutenant Gary. Does it not strike you as odd that the dragon has never attacked this place?
Well, we have a lot of forces there, and the commander is a capable officer. Despite he's a capable commander. So no,
Okay.
he just attacked patrols. I don't know. Probably got a dragon grouch or something. Just want to take a few of us at a time, not attack us head on. I don't know. I'm going to base now. Guys, are you ready? I'm looking at the other two
Sir, yes, sir.
soldiers. All right.
Is
So,
it possible, Lieutenant Gary, for you to take us to Thornsteel?
I don't know who that is.
It doesn't
Your
not
boss's
look it?
boss.
Yeah, your boss's boss.
Oh, do I know who it is?
So you have seen every once in a while he kind of comes around, but every time he does, Thornhill and his clique kind of surround him, and they go to some,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
got it. Yeah, I know the guy. I don't know. He's kind of fishy, but I know him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna follow along, but I'm gonna stay back. At the very back. I don't trust anybody yet.
Okay.
Just gonna mention this. I'm still not quite down with like killing the Thorn deal guy.
Thornsteel?
Yeah.
Why not?
You don't have to do it.
I mean, we have a contract. I guess we have to, but
Wait, didn't we break that contract?
We did, but if we want to get the soul of our friend back, we're still gonna have to do it. or we're gonna have to go kill a demon. Either or, I'm down.
I want to kill the demon.
Oh yeah, I'm game for that. But why not both? You know,
because this,
I
because
guess.
if I remember correctly, this the Thorn
Steel?
Thorn Steel guy
Mhm.
is like a regular dude, so to
What
speak.
do we know
He
about
doesn't.
that?
He's not like an evil overlord.
I don't know about that. I'm not going
Shimmer,
to say
can you
this in
mute?
earshot of Lieutenant Gary.
Sorry.
I'm not going to say this in earshot of Lieutenant Gary, but I will communicate with you telepathically, and suggest to you that perhaps there's a reason that this green dragon isn't attacking this base, and it's not because there's a bunch of soldiers here.
Yeah,
That maybe this shifty Thornsteel is actually in league with the green dragon. I mean, that's just a very initial kind of thought.
Yeah, I want to know. Do I know Venom Fang? Did I hear his name before?
Roll your history check.
Yeah. Okay, I got a 12 plus roll nothing. A minute. History. No, it's a 15.
15. That's not bad. So, you don't know exactly when this green dragon arrived to Neverwinter, but it wasn't like, thousands of years ago. He's a recent arrival, like maybe 50 years or something like that. Most of the time, you didn't hear him attacking people or settlements or cities outside of Neverwinter Wood. Then again, Neverwinter Wood is, has its vibe, like has its dangers, has its strange places and locations. So, but you never
It's
heard.
also huge.
Yes, it's a huge place. So maybe this is the dragon's territory. Maybe its lair is some place in the forest. But you never heard him attacking Neverwinter or a big city like that.
Okay, so it does make sense to me that he attacked us in Neverwinter.
What do you mean attacked you?
Right now, when he attacked, it was inside the Neverwinter Wood, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand out.
It doesn't stand out, especially with Gary telling you that this has been going on for a while.
Got it. And when I saw Zulkin, did it look like he was? It seems like he was there. Was the dragon, right? I mean,
That's a good. Make a intelligence check for me, like. Try to kind of, what's going on? How did I see him? Where did he come from?
Oh, I got a 12.
There is not a small chance that he was with the dragon, at least according to how he behaved and the way that he kind of left you. At least you can assume that he knew what's going on, like he knew that the dragon is going to be there, etc. But you have a good enough data to suspect that he was with the dragon.
Okay.
So from the back of the pack here, once we get into or near the shipping yard, I'm gonna use my disguise self, my mask with many faces, to change my appearance to look like just like average old dock worker. I want to meld in.
Okay, makes sense.
And then I'm gonna peel off from the group.
Okay.
Do I see you do it?
I hope not.
I'm rolling a check to see if I got it.
Yeah. What do you want me to roll?
Stealth.
Perception 4. I don't see nothing. I run into a tree and I bonk my head. Oh.
Okay.
Sorry about that. It's that way. No, that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Peleus and Rukvi make the two of you make perception checks.
Okay.
17 for Rugby.
Perception 28.
Oh my god. Okay. So, Rukvi, as you walk toward the shipyard, you see that the earth becomes a little bit spongy. Every time you kind of step on it, there is sound with some fall water that sticks to your boot. You feel as if something is waiting, as if there is a mighty presence all around you in the forest, in this shipyard, in the earth, that awaits, and not only awaits you. Like something is embracing you as you come in. So it's kind of strange, but welcoming, but frightening a little bit. Not frightening, but...
Rookby is surprised by this, and he's like, wait, I'm actually feeling something. Peleus, hold on. And then I try to cast something, like Cure Wounds or something like that. Does it work?
So you try to cast a spell, and a flicker of divine energy kind of comes from the tips of your fingers, but then it dissipates. And there is a sense of anticipation, like, you're almost there.
I just turn on. I follow my paladin nose to see if is there any concentration of this feeling in any direction.
It's basically all around you, getting stronger. Maybe at the river or at the shipyard, you're not really sure, but it's basically all around you. Peleus, yeah.
I'll keep my eye out for anybody who of the Emerald Enclave.
Okay.
Any signs of life.
Makes sense. Peleus, as you walk through the forest, you do see some change, where the leaves and the forest and the trees and the animals were plenty and lively, even though you are aware of the many dangers of the forest. As you descend and reach the shipyard, something is very strange there. Nature itself kind of changes. Leaves are more crumpled, trees are deformed. You can see an insect, but it has the wrong number of legs. So something fishy is going on here. And you are very well kind of attuned to nature to really understand that something is off.
Yeah, can I roll maybe like a nature check or something to like figure out what could have caused this?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay, that's a 10.
So with a 10, you believe that there is some sort of an effect tainting the forest. You're not sure if the source is the shipyard or something else, but something is definitely not right. You can assume that it has something to do with Oakenstand maybe being off guard.
Mm-hmm.
I turn to Peleus and I say, this place is weird. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's definitely something.
Yeah, I think we should head to Oakenstand's grove as quickly as possible, to be honest. I think our lost companions will probably head there as well.
What do you mean this place is odd?
Don't you feel it?
Well, look at the nature.
Yeah, just look around, just smell. Just listen.
You are the first people who ever confirmed my suspicions. I always felt there's something wrong about here. You might just be the people that we need to get into the bottom of this. You look capable warriors. Will you be willing to help me investigate the root cause of this weirdness?
Absolutely.
I guess so, yeah. We could
Quest
do it.
accepted.
Quest accepted. Thank you, NPC. I mean,
Ding!
How much?
Question mark above
How
my head.
much experience is this worth?
yeah. How much? What's our reward? I'd like to go and basically I want to see what's being shipped out of this place.
Okay.
So I want to go into the warehouses, and I'm just gonna walk in like I own the place.
Okay.
Do I see you?
Well, you see some dockhand wandering around, but My point is to blend in, so I look like just like an average dock worker.
Hey, do we have dock hands here? Like average dock hands?
No.
Is it not a shipping yard?
All right there. All
I
right
did
there.
say I'm looking around. Who do I see then?
Soldiers.
Who
You
loads and unloads the ship? I can't hear you.
No one. No one is unloading something. You can only
Am I
see
the only one who can't hear Ito?
1, 2.
No, it's just you.
We can hear him.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? 1, 2,
What?
3,
Who are you talking to?
4, 5.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, good.
Right.
So you do see a lot of soldiers. The ship itself, it's interesting because the ship itself is kind of moored, and you, as you look at it, you have a feeling that this is the command, like the command center. The ship itself is the place where the soldiers live. It's moored to the dock, and the shipyard surrounding it, it's more of like a crumbling, unmaintained warehouses and buildings, very old. The ship itself is kind of new.
Okay, well then in that case, if there's no dock hands, then I would have made myself look like G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. You do see what?
So there's really nothing of interest around the ship.
Um,
The ship is on. Intact.
You are looking in the wrong place, my friends.
How so?
The wrongness you speak about. All I know is that I saw Commander Tarnhill disappear with a few of our more disturbing guards in one of the warehouses. Something is weird is happening there, and I don't have the support to investigate it on my own. But if you're willing, will you help me go and check it out?
I turn into a cat and walk straight to the start taking a stroll into the warehouse.
okay, great. So you turn into this tiny furry cat. What color is it?
I don't know. Are black cats like bad luck around here, or?
No, not that you know of.
No. Okay, I'm
So
going
a small
with black then.
small black cat strolls at the direction that Gary kind of points. Gary points, you know, I've seen my superior goes into this warehouse. So you stroll inside. You do see a place that is overturned, many crates, some tools scattered around. The wood is rotting and not very clean or sturdy. It does seem, as you go toward this place, that the source of all this strangeness around you, of the strangeness in nature, kind of centers in this place. And even as you walk on those planks, they themselves kind of they have a spongy feel to them, and there is a foul smell in this room. You do notice a trapdoor at the corner of the warehouse. The trapdoor hinges looks as if they were cleaned recently.
So where am I?
Do I know anything about like illusion magic or something? Could this be like a spell?
You can make an Arcana check, just as Enderist kind of wanders into the same place. Enderist, you were basically walking into the warehouse, as you said, as if you're owning the place. As you stroll to it, you can hear Gary and Peleus discuss what they have just discussed, and Peleus follows you in cat form, sniffing around and pointing at the trapdoor.
Yeah, I can probably figure out who he is by the smell. I think.
Yeah, and it's just an illusion on me. So I mean, you'd be able to figure it out pretty quickly.
I rolled a 14 on the Arcana check, by the way.
So you wander around. You don't sense any spell that was cast. You definitely feel wrongness in the air, and as you stop to kind of move around and sense the environment, you do hear water pouring or flowing underneath the planks of the warehouse.
So I don't suppose we have enough time for me to cast a ritual. So
Why not?
what I will do is I'll go over to... Well, I just don't imagine these guys would wait, but
Okay.
if you're okay with... I will telepathically communicate with the cat just in case. Paleos, is that you?
I like lick my paw or something.
Okay. I'm just going to cast a spell here to see if there's any magic in the area.
Okay.
Give me a minute. Keep a watch out.
Will do.
And then I'll cast. I'll sit down cross-legged with my Book of Shadows open in front of me, and he'll trace some sigils in the air over the course of, was it a minute, 10 minutes? I can't remember.
Probably 10 minutes. So as you cast the spell, Peleus, you stand guard. You can see Quarian and Rukvi stand next to Gary, talking, and then you, Peleus, since you are standing watch, you can see 3 guards approaching just behind Gary and Quarian and Rukvi. It seems like the trio aren't aware of those 3 guards that are approaching. What do you do?
I'm quite far away, so if I meow, they run, you'll be right.
Fireball.
Oh, that's a good idea. I don't think I have that spell anymore, unfortunately. I don't. I will slowly stroll like into range to cast a spell if anything weird happens.
Okay. So in this case, what?
Do we see the free?
So
I don't even know if you guys have points there.
make perception checks. Rukvi, Aquarian, and Gary make perception checks. Gary, you can simply roll. You have it on your sheet. Roll the die.
17.
Amazing.
Meanwhile, I'm telling Gary, see, warehouses are a specialty, so don't worry about it. See, Peleus was on it immediately.
I got it.
All right.
We are good at warehouses. I forgot about that.
This is like the third warehouse we've like
17, 21, and
Destroyed.
Rookie, what do you got?
11.
11. Okay, so Rukvi, you continue to speak with the 2 of the guys. I have the ears of a fox and the eyes of an eagle, and then they kind of point you at the 2 cards kind of approaching. So definitely, Gary and Quarian, you do see the guards, and Gary, you do know that.
Which one are those?
Okay, good. So these are 3 guys. One of them, has a quite a nice guy basically. But the 2 others are 2 of Thornhill's clique. So they kind of look at you. Yeah, they look at you like, what the hell are you doing near the warehouse? So they approach you. Want to do something before they approach you?
I just do I have rank over them?
Being a lieutenant, yes. But you know the 2 as 2 brutes that kind of couldn't care less about ranks here. So
That's okay. I've got backup. So
right.
hold it right there, you 2.
So one of them, his name is Erag. He looks at you and he
That's a
says,
command.
"Oh, that's cute."
Don't give me that anything. Something is fishy here, and I'm going to check this warehouse. You 2 don't approach. Stay right there. That's a direct order.
So when you say that, the 2 of them, the third one, his name is Wilkes. He kind of backs off, like, okay, I'm out of here. And Grox and Ferric stay next to you. And they look at you and say, "Come on, Gary, don't do anything stupid."
I narrow my eyes at them and I say, "It's about time I did something right. Come on, guys, let's check inside." I tell the other 2.
Quarian, Rukvi,
And I tell my two guardsmen to stay out front and guard the door so no one gets in.
Okay, so
and I know that I don't have a lot of time before they go tell on me to command their town hill.
Do you want to intimidate them?
Ooh, bring them in the warehouse.
No.
It's like I could put my hand on your shoulder and say, "Come on, Gary, do something stupid." As I eye both of them.
okay, that's roll.
And I'm prepared to cast
Put my hand on the
confusion.
other shoulder and say, don't do something stupid.
Oh. Peleus, what do you want to do?
As soon as someone draws a sword, I'm gonna cast confusion.
Okay, good. So Rukvi, roll an intimidation check as you kind of approach Gary, put a hand on his shoulder and say, "Come on, Gary, do something stupid."
25.
25, amazing. Okay,
Wowza.
that's good. So,
Who needs paladin auras?
what?
Who needs paladin auras when you can?
Oh,
Never mind.
so Gary, Rukvi kind of approaches you, and it seems that your rank and the fact that, it seems that you have backup. The two soldiers kind of take a step back and say, "This isn't over, Gary." And they turn around and leave.
All right, guys, we don't have a lot of time. Let's go check it out.
Okay,
You don't, just a question, in which direction are they headed?
they headed toward the ship.
Got it.
Well, if there's anything you can do non-lethally to delay them, that would probably be a good time to do it.
I can only cast small to the face.
Check. You know what? Why not? When they are at, say, 100 feet away from us,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Enemies Abound on one of them.
What does that mean? What does that do? Oh my god.
Okay. They can make an intelligence saving throw and DC 16.
One of them?
Yeah, you said there were 3 of them, right? I'll choose the one who was
The dumbest looking.
Yeah, let's go for the dumbest looking.
Non-lethal, right?
No, not this spell.
I'm not gonna be lethal at all.
Okay, so he rolled a natural 1, my friends.
Awesome.
Alright.
Okay. So, in that case, he sees anybody around him as an enemy. So he's going to attack whoever is next to him, including allies, including us, but we're
100 feet away.
So he has a few targets.
Okay, so he turns around to his friend and simply smacks him with a punch, dead in the face, and the two of them are rolling on the spongy sand, kicking and punching each other, making a commotion. So that
I'm impressed. That would work. Let's go.
Quarian, you've been spending too much time around Anderist. He's very proud of you. Very, very proud of you.
Aw, thank you.
So Peleus, you can see the two, like Quarian did a small, Jedi mind trick with his hand, and the two start punching each other. At this point, you turn around and see Enderest finishing his spell.
And he does it just like that with some jazz hands.
So Enderest, can you tell me exactly what the spell is doing, so I'll know how to translate?
Just detect magic, so I would be aware of any magic and the type of magic within 30 feet of me, and I'll do a quick circuit of the warehouse.
Okay, so you cast a spell and you do a quick circle, and you try to land. You touch the beams, you touch the trapdoor. You do feel that something is basically changing nature here. It's like a pollution or a plague, a power that is, it basically transcends the dimension, like the material dimension. So either something is trying to come in from the outside, or something is trying to come, get out from the inside. But there's definitely magic. It's just not, pure arcane, scholarly, wizardry magic. It's something a little bit more developed than that.
Yeah, it sounds familiar to me in that, like, when I'm not the same, I'm not suggesting they're the same, but when I'm talking with or praying to my patron, that kind of feeling of otherworldly,
Exactly.
unknowable magic.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So something big. This is beyond
Yes.
me. Okay, so then I'm just going to rest my cane about 6 inches above the trapdoor, and I'm going to lock it in place, and then I'm going to raise the trapdoor so I can look in with my dark vision, but it can't open past my cane.
Okay, good. So in this case, I'll tell you what you see. Let's do.
And I assume everybody else is there now.
Yeah.
In the warehouse with us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Let me just make sure that I'm doing it right. So look at roll 20, and this is what you see. So
blackness.
Blackness. Okay. Yes. So you basically open the trapdoor and look down. What you can see is basically a room. This is rough rock, not very. It wasn't like built as much as it was carved, and it's filled with murky water. The water move like this is slime, and less like it's clean water. It's not very deep. Like if you look at the walls of the floor, it's probably knee deep or something like that. There is a lot of rubbish where you kind of look down. You can see piles of rubbish everywhere. It's either dead or rotten meat and some remains of floating vegetation. And as you open the trapdoor, you can see that there is a staircase, and on its walls, to the left and to the right, there are hooks. On the hooks, you have like an oily robe and a pair of boots. The boots are very high, and it looks like you are supposed to put your feet with your boots into those boots to avoid contacting the water, as if something or someone doesn't want to get dirty as it goes downstairs. You do see 5 hooks with robes and boots, and 1 hook that doesn't have a robe or boots, like someone took it.
So like I said, my cane is resting on top of it, so it can't go any higher than about 6 inches.
Yes.
So I'm gonna, Lieutenant Gary, could you come help me with this? I can't open this door. Could you please lift it for me?
I go and I try to lift it.
Okay. I assume you kind of remove the cane as he does.
No. Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No. This is just a shits and giggles thing.
Oh, okay, good. So you try to open the trapdoor, and it's either stuck or something is very strange with it. Like you can't pull it up.
Something is wrong here.
Let me give it another try. I want to do a sleight of hand check because I want to try and just casually deactivate my cane and lift it.
Go for it.
So he doesn't see me deactivate my cane.
Roll your perception, Gary.
20 sleight of hand. 13.
Okay.
13. So I'll be like, you got to lift with your legs, and I'll just very easily lift it up.
Oh, you really don't look that strong.
Who are you? What have you done with Andrist?
Things are not as they seem.
All right, so we look inside.
Yeah, I will descend and start putting on some boots.
Okay.
Sounds like a great idea.
Okay. So you put on a pair of boots. Who is taking boots? Like I think you actually have enough for all of you.
Yeah.
Actually, because we don't have Galen and Forgar. Okay, that was a miscalculation, so that's fine. No, I'm joking. So you all wear the robes and the boots, and you descend into this. I can't explain it other than floating stench. This isn't a shithole. It's just that as soon as your feet touch the water, it's like you're pushing through jello. Okay, it's green, it's slimy, things float on it, and you do feel that in the middle of the room there's probably a grate or some depression. It's deeper in the middle of the room, so one of you kind of nearly stepped inside and was you know, drawn to the chest, but you kind of grabbed yourself. The walls have a greenish hue to it, and if you look closely, you can see tiles that were carved in the image of men with fish heads. So it's like a giant fish that sprouted legs and arms, and they're pulling people down toward a black sun that is in the depth of the sea. So you can see all kinds of murals and depiction of this scene all around you.
That looks fishy.
Funny. Can I make a religion check or history check?
Yes, please.
Which one?
You can actually both, like whatever makes.
I'll do history then.
Okay.
All right, I'll
22.
do religion. Religion, I got 2.
Okay, so Enderist, you have seen such images and depictions before. It's very common for races that are, you know, underdark dwellers to kind of worship all kinds of strange gods. You haven't seen a black sun underwater anywhere, but those fish creatures, you have heard of them. Never encountered them though.
Where are they?
These are called Kuatoa.
Oh, Kuatoa. Okay.
Yeah, and you haven't seen them, but
they're prone to just fanatical worship of anything that strikes their fancy, if I'm correct. But they are dangerous because they're fanatics, so we should be careful.
Okay. So as you
I
all,
would like to.
yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Pull out my frog statue. I'd like to pull out my frog statue and summon my giant frog mount. And I'm gonna get on it.
Okay, so
Yeah, bitches, you forgot about that, didn't you?
Oh my god. You guys level 40 at your mount.
Yeah, that means that I have one too.
You do. You
Wait, do
should
I?
summon it. I don't know. I can't remember who I gave the third one to. I thought it was Forgar, but
Probably not me.
So as you ride this magnificent frog that bursts into existence, its appearance kind of sent Mochas flying away, and even the frog kind of, you know, is drenched in it and kind of tries to, like a cat, you know, shake its feet and limbs from this gooey material. But yeah, you are riding a frog. The frog opens up its mouth and tries to snatch from something from the water. It then spits it disgustingly, and it kind of convulses a little bit, like, and you see that it brought and spitted a human arm.
ooh, I'm gonna. Sorry, Rukvi, can you pass that to me, please?
Sure. I take out
Would you mind?
my 50 feet of rope. No, I get
Don't be so weak. Just pass it to me.
Here, I
It's not
throw
like
it.
you've never dismembered somebody before.
I slap you with it. Here, take it.
Make an attack roll.
You sure?
If you're gonna do it, yeah, I want to
No, I just do it too.
I want to make a medicine check on that arm. 17. What can you tell me about it?
Human, rotten, and has a tattoo.
And what, sorry?
And has a tattoo.
What's the tattoo look like?
It looks like a you know, nude woman on riding the waves or something like that. Probably something a pirate would you know, get done.
So nothing unusual.
Anyone I
won't-
might know?
Sorry?
I won't add it to my collection of human skin with tattoos on it.
Okay.
Anyone I might know?
Can you what? Sorry?
Is this something you would know?
Anyone I might know this person?
Oh,
From the shipyard?
you kind of look at it and say, oh my god, maybe, wait, that was it Jared? Was it? So you do know that people have been killed in the raids of the dragon, but you know, maybe they just disappeared. So maybe.
I was just gonna ask the same thing if any of his soldiers ever went missing.
The thing I really want to know is how was it detached from the body?
It looks like
Does
it
look
was
like torn off or cut.
like something very,
Pulled
very
off,
strong
torn.
pulled.
Ooh, very interesting. Okay, I will toss it away like it's no more than just a piece of refuse.
Okay, so as you can see, there is an opening to the south, and two doors. These doors are made of stone. They are also covered with tiles that depict those creatures, and they have, instead of handles, they have holes, as if you're supposed to kind of, you know, put your hand in and shove it to the side, etc.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not putting my hand in there.
Can I find another hand inside the?
Oh yeah, use the
Other
hand.
one.
I grab
I
the
should
hand
have
again.
kept it.
And
Which hole do you want me to put this in, Anderst?
You want? Did you ask me which hole you want me to?
Exactly. Come on, let's get your mind
I
out of this.
telepathically send you an image that is not pleasant, and he laughs a little bit.
Okay,
to
now I do
himself.
slap you with it.
It's really disconcerting when Anders laughs. It's not.
I go to the nearest door with a hole and I stick the this hand I found in it.
Okay. So you stick the hand inside, and this door kind of opens. It kind of moves to the side. You can see that water, the water level doesn't change. This corridor is painted white, but it's like greenish white. It's pitch dark once you go beyond this corridor, but it seems like there is something bubbling in the water, hissing and bubbling and emanating light, as if, you know, if you take a torch and put it in water, it sizzles and goes out, but didn't go out. So something is providing light from the inside.
Can I take?
There's a
I
greenish.
draw my weapon.
Okay, first sword comes out.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the second one.
Okay. Yes, Quarian.
Aquarian takes an arrow out of his quiver and tries to like poke it.
Okay.
As far away as possible.
Okay, so you poke it and you realize it's basically this grouping of moss that is growing on the wall under the water. So as soon as you kind of poke it, you lift it above sea level, like above water level for a while. It immediately stops sizzling and stops emitting light. But as you drop it into the water again, it starts sizzling, making bubbles and emanating light. And the light is kind of with a greenish hue. And since it's underwater, the water are moving, it casts all kinds of dancing shadows on the wall, which kind of makes you all dizzy, but you get over it. So it's a plant.
It's just a plant, but it can be used like as a light source.
Exactly, but only when it's in the water.
Has it been less than 10 minutes since I cast my detect magic spell?
It's still there, so it's not magical.
Any magic? Okay. I would like to take some of it though.
Okay.
I have
For sure.
yeah,
Like
I
two
want to.
fistfuls.
Okay.
I also attached them to the tops of 10 torches that I have.
Okay,
Or
makes
5,
sense.
let's do 5.
Good.
I'll wrap it around my arrow.
Okay. So where to?
So one thing about the room that we just left, there was this place over here, right?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, we're over here, right? But
Yes.
there was also this place over here, which there was no door to, right? It's just,
Correct.
an open corridor.
Yeah. But it was pitch dark, so you couldn't see what's going on there, except Enderist, who saw a corridor continuing on.
I would have told them that there's a corridor there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Can I just peek around the corner? What's down there?
You can see some more openings, like it turns and there are all kinds of openings.
And P.S. My dark vision is 120 feet.
In this case, it does go down like south a little bit, and you think you saw two openings to the west or to the east. I'm not sure. To the left, basically. But that's it.
Okay. Well, I will describe it to you guys. But I will follow. I mean, I'm not gonna go in front, so I'll follow you guys wherever you go.
Okay, so we can continue going down to the second door.
Okay. So, do you put the hand inside?
Yeah, it's officially in my inventory now.
Okay.
I put it in there.
Amazing.
Makes sense. Okay, so as you put that hand inside, nothing happens, but the doors behind you closes. And at this point, there are bubbles coming out from the middle grate. So as I told you, the middle of the room or the corridor is basically like a shallow point, much deeper than the water level that you are in. So you kind of either walk with your legs spread or kind of stick to the wall. Bubbles start to come in from that door, and then something bursts out of the water. Sorry. So I need you to roll dexterity checks, and I'll tell you who is in the corridor when the door slams and who is out, assuming that some of you might try to go out.
18.
Quarian got a 24.
24 for
hell.
Quarian. Okay.
I rolled it from my mount, and it was a 4.
Okay.
And I am on the mount, so.
Makes sense.
Gary 18.
Gary 18.
Yeah.
Okay. Rukvi.
18.
Okay. Good.
Good lord.
I've never rolled so high in dexterity.
20, sorry.
Peleus.
Oh, only.
And it is a 6 for me.
A 6. Okay. So Peleus and Gary, you try to like turn around and make it for the other door, but it simply slams shut. And the other party members, you can see them just jump beyond it just to make sure that they clear the door. Now here's the thing: once things got hairy, like scary, you tried to move fast. You realize that all of this mucus water is basically slowing you down. So I need you all to take a note that you are moving half speed throughout this complex. Okay, so that's that.
That applies to my frog as well.
Yes. Anything that's walking here, it's half speed. So at this point, I need you all to roll initiative. Yay!
I rolled a 3 or 4, sorry, for my dex. Am I in there as well?
Yes. Oh, sorry, Anderist. So Anderist, Gary. No, Gary actually. So it's Anderist and Peleus. Sorry, I missed. My notes went wrong. So Gary, Quarian, and Rukvi are out. And now I need you to
By
make.
the way, AV, how high was your heal when you healed me earlier?
Good question.
You're muted right now.
You got 7 hits from me.
7.
Health.
Andrus, I'm just going to say that, or sorry, Ito, I'm just going to say that Andrus would have used his healing hands on himself at some point while they were escaping.
Makes sense. That's fine. Initiative checks. Come on.
Rugby 18.
19.
Wait. Rukvi 18. Yes.
Peleus 18.
Peleus 18.
Andrus 19.
Andrus 19.
Gary 5.
Okay. Rukvi, I have it. Quarian.
20.
14?
20.
Oh, 20. Sorry. You're all a bunch of liars. You know that, right?
Of course. How does it stay alive?
Neatly clustered there, like 18, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was
Pretty
getting
much.
excited about rolling high on initiative for once.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like if I was gonna cheat, it would have been that dexterity save.
That's fine. Okay. Good. So, surprise. So, wait a minute. This is Peleus and Enderist. Enderist and Peleus, you are surprised as fishmen emerge from the middle of the room. They are holding nets, and they are like in this tiny corridor. It seems like there are 8 of them. They kind of emerge from the depth and cast their nets on you. So this will be basically 2 nets at each of you.
I'm gonna die again, am I? I'm Probably am.
Okay,
Good
so
feeling.
that was a 21 to hit against Enderist, and a 17, like 2 nets at you, Enderist. One of them is 21, the other one is a 17.
That hits. What about my frog? How is that?
They're throwing it
riding.
at you, basically.
Over the 2 of us?
Yes.
At me? Yeah. Okay. They both hit.
Both hit. So you are twice restrained, which means that your movement is 0. You have some disadvantages and advantages. Never mind right now. The thing is that you can spend an action to make a DC 10 strength check to kind of remove the net and get free out of it, or you can simply slash it. So that's your options. But
Okay.
yeah. Note that attackers have advantage on attack rolls. Peleus, 2 nets, 1. Oh my god, that never happened before. That's 2 natural ones. So
wow.
they come up and they try to throw the nets, but one of them lands on a wall, one of them lands on Enderist. So this doesn't work.
Elias laughs out loud actually at those.
As
Before it turns into like a
those 4 fishmen who cast the nets have finished casting their nets, they are jumping back into the water, and at this point 2 fishmen emerge with mighty pinchers. This is like a mechanical contraption, and they both try to grab you, Peleus, with it, and Enderist. Now, Enderist, since you have...
Man, I haven't seen a man catcher since 2nd edition.
They have an advantage on the attack, which one of them is it's a 20 basically. So you take this is 4 piercing damage from the pincher, and now you are grappled. And as soon as the fishman grapples you, it kind of takes you off the frog and tries to drown you inside the water. So you basically vanish underneath the water. Peleus, you watch it with kind of a horrified glance as they did that. Against you, Peleus, this was a 16 to hit with a pincher.
That hits.
Hits. Okay. So you take 3 points of piercing damage, and they basically do the same for you. So you 2 are basically underwater right now. I need you to make a dexterity check to see if you manage to kind of do before you dropped underwater.
Check or saving throw?
It's let's do a check.
14.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that's 10.
Okay. So Enderist, you managed to take a breath. Peleus, you didn't. Peleus, what is your constitution modifier?
1.
1. So you basically have 2 rounds underwater before you basically go to 0 hit points, because you're
That's totally fine.
Yes. Enderist, you have, how much is your constitution modifier?
-1.
-1. Okay. But you have basically 30 seconds. So that's 3 rounds, I think. If So
6 rounds.
oh, okay, that's fine.
No, 5 rounds. 5 rounds.
5 rounds. Okay, makes sense.
Wait, how does he get more than me when he?
I made my save.
He made
Oh,
he made his save. Yeah. Okay, so that's what's going on in the corridor.
Does this count as round 1?
No. This is a surprise round.
Okay.
And you guys, the other guys who kind of managed to jump the door, you kind of stand and you can hear your friends shouting from inside, but their shouts are muffled. And then you can hear this coming from the corridor, the unlit one. And basically this is what's coming out of it. It's not that big. It's not that big. Wait.
You guys are done for.
Yeah.
Wait. When we opened the doors, there was like a place, like a niche that we could stick our hand inside and open it.
Yes, correct.
I'm gonna try to stick my hand inside and open it.
Okay, so now this is still the surprise round. So this creature moves forward and slams someone. So you don't have to put your tokens if you don't want. But in this case, who we have there? We have Quarian, Rukvi, and Peleus, and and Gary. So Rukvi, this creature comes right at you and tries to basically eat you. Two claws directed at your body and then a bite.
All right.
So 2 claws. One of them is a 25 to hit. The other is a 16.
The 16 doesn't hit.
Okay. So 1 claw is this is 12 slashing damage. And then it tries to bite you. This is a natural 20.
I didn't heal before. We didn't rest before, did we?
So basically, with its bite, it's doing 8 points of piercing damage.
I'm screaming, ah!
Okay, now let's roll with it. So that was simply the surprise round. Quarian, you go first.
Okay. So this guy seems kind of mean.
Come on, come on.
Just a minute.
He starts, putting salt on Rukvi's hand. And
It hurts. It hurts really bad, Aquarian. Make your turn.
Okay, all right. Okay. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on that creature.
Okay.
He needs to do a Wisdom saving throw. DC 16.
Good. Oh my god. This is a broken die. No, actually failed. That's a 5.
So that's 3d6 damage.
Okay.
That is a 12 points of damage. And he's trying to move away from us as much as possible.
He puts its hands on its ears, releases Rukvi and starts heading back towards the corridor.
Awesome. And, with my move action, I'm going to try to open the door if that's still possible.
Okay. So you approach it. You can make a strength check to see if you can, because the hand doesn't work.
Nice. Woo! Okay, that's a 20.
20, amazing. So you push hard with your feet. You lift it with your feet, and you push the door and starts moving it. As you do, you can see 2 fish people kind of net Anderest, and another one with a pincher grabs him by the neck and drowns him. The same happens for Peleus, who managed to dodge 2 nets. So both of your friends are underwater, and it seems like a lot of fish people are in the bubbling corridor. Anderest.
Yes. So within that hallway,
Please note that you are still restrained and still grappled.
Restrained, grappled, underwater. Just from a meta perspective, is there an empty space somewhere in the hallway?
So it's
within 10 feet of me.
It's full of
unoccupied.
Yeah, it's full of fish. Fish feet. So I would say no, unless you want it deep. Below them.
Interesting. No, I'd have to be able to see it. I'm gonna cast blink on myself.
So can you cast it? Does it require moving? Not moving, I think is fine, but do you need to speak to do that?
Yeah, I have. Oh yeah, you're right. Verbal. So I'm underwater. Okay. Well then, first things first. I'll just have my giant frog attack.
Okay, that makes sense.
See if that solves the issue. So it goes to bite. It gets a 13.
A 13. Wait a minute. Don't be so. So it actually hit. Oh, 13 actually hits one of the courtois. Yeah. So as it tries to.
The one that's got.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And the target is grappled.
Good.
Until the grapple ends, the target is restrained, and the frog can't bite another target. So its tongue wraps around it. So now that it's restrained.
How much points of damage?
7 points of piercing damage.
So the fact that it's grapple doesn't release you from the 2 nets that are on top of you, and doesn't release its grapple. So that's like a Mexican standoff or something like that.
Yeah. So I guess I will. My initial reaction would then be to first try and free myself physically.
Okay.
I think that would, even though he's weak, that would be like a gut instinct.
Okay.
So strength check. Because he's also restrained. Do I get advantage on it?
You get a disadvantage.
My frog is pulling on him.
It's a disadvantage.
No, because he's restrained.
Oh no, I don't think that it's like you are checking, not against him. But wait a minute. Disadvantage, dexterity, and grapple.
Just considering the fact that he can't move either to try and hold me down.
No, you don't have any. It's just that your speed is 0, so you can simply make a strength check.
Yeah.
No disadvantage.
Yeah.
No
well, he is grappled and restrained, same as me.
Yes.
But
yes.
needless to say, I get a 6.
A 6. So you can
I stay down.
You try to cast off the net, but you can't. So many fit fish. The mucus is all around you. You try to close your mouth and your eyes not to get stinged by this stink, and 2 nets around you. So that's 1 round underwater.
So I have a bonus action that I would like to do.
Okay.
And I'm going to summon my hound to protect me.
Okay.
So I don't need to say anything. It just appears, just shoots out of the water.
Okay.
Towards it.
Makes sense. Good.
And I assume it'll act next round.
Yes. Rukvi, what do you want to do? Rukvi?
You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Ruby wants to stand like right here. The ogre, I think that's an ogre, or the troll.
Troll.
It ran away, right? Down the hallway.
So it just put some distance between himself and Quarian. But it's still there. It's still there. Like it's hungry.
Okay, I want to just push everybody into the hallway with the fish people, and then put myself in between. So right here, between everybody else and the troll.
Okay, makes sense.
And then I'm gonna drink a potion because I'm about to die, and that's probably gonna be my action.
Okay, so you chug a potion, push everyone towards the corridor, and make sure that the troll is between you and your friends. Good?
Yeah.
Peleus.
So, what happens if I turn into a killer whale right now? With the metal thing around my neck.
So you will, you will be able to swim. How big is it? Is it like a large creature?
It's huge.
Oh, huge. So you'll probably fill the room, and you'll be kind of, how do you call the whales that land on the beach and can't move?
Beach.
But yeah, but beach. But you will be able to attack, like with your
Sure. Yeah, let's go. I mean, I can. Whales, like, they breathe regularly. They can just hold their breath for a longer period of time.
yeah.
So I'm fine even if I'm out of water, I think. So let's do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn into a killer wave.
So you explode into a killer wave, basically filling the room. And I assume you kind of position yourself in a way that you can bite the troll if you want. But I'm assuming that's your action, right? I mean, turning into a wave.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh no, the turning is that's a minor action.
It's like a bonus action. Okay, good. So you can still attack.
Okay. 20 plus 6. So that is 12 to hit.
A 12 doesn't hit the troll, so you kind of bite at the air as the creature moves around, quite with some agility. So he dodges your bite. You all hear the great jaws and teeth kind of, and the sound kind of echoes in this cave complex, but no damage is dealt.
At least I'm not drowning anymore.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so the creatures will attack now. The troll will try to bite and claw you, Peleus. So 2 claws. One of them is a miss. The other one is a 15 to hit.
Yeah, I have armor class 12.
Okay, yes, and the bite also hits. So that's actually 12 points of damage for the claw, and only 3 points of damage from the bite. Piercing damage from the bite, slashing damage from the claw. So this is the troll. So what happens with the fish people? The fish people, you and the rest, and oh, sorry. Wait. I kind of... Okay, got it. So you, Peleus, were taken underwater. So you exploded into being, basically in the corridor with your mouth out. That's how things... So you managed to bite it. You know what? I'll have you make a... Let's make it a dexterity check to see if you can materialize or, change form underneath Enderist to kind of put him above water.
What did you change into?
A giant whale, a killer whale.
Right?
Do we have space for this?
Not really, but I kind of misunderstood, but that's fine.
Me.
But that's fine.
And there's pretty much
Kill-
looking like
So
that on
as a
ceiling.
as someone who grew up in British Columbia, I can tell you these things are huge. Like they're the size of a big truck.
Yeah, I made a mistake, but that's fine.
I'm just gonna be like a barrier. I'm gonna tank all the damage and stuff. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
But you're gonna crush me.
That's actually this is why he's doing the dexterity check.
Please make it.
So I rolled a 13 for you. Is it enough?
A 13. 13 is not enough. So what happens is Enderist is basically pushed even below the surface. So you kind of hold yourself exactly. But I will give you, Enderist, an advantage on your next check to kind of be set free from at least one of the nets. Because of this turbulence in the water, so you're even pushed further down. So my question to you, Anders, do you open your eyes?
Oh yeah, if I can, I would have them open. I think he would still be pretty calm in this situation. Like he's been in worse. So
okay, good.
He knows that if he stays calm, he'll last longer. So
okay. So at this point, most of the fish people will simply try to stab the huge giant whale that emerged upon them. So they are basically surrounding you from the up, from the down, and they have spears. So they draw them and simply, stick. So that's 8 attacks, basically. A natural 20 and a natural 1. So let's simply resolve that before I move on. So
These
I
those
don't
new
have
dice you
fireball
roll?
anymore.
Yeah.
I gotta do my AoE damage somehow.
So
Yeah.
that's 8 points of piercing damage from the first 2 attacks. Second attacks, this is a 17 and an 18. I assume both hit.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 8 more points of piercing damage and then 4 more points of piercing damage. That was 4 attacks. 6 attacks. So a 2 and a 14.
14 hits.
So that's 7 points of damage, and the last 2 attacks. This is a 20 something and a 10.
10 doesn't hit.
Okay, so this is 8 more points of piercing damage. Good.
That's fine.
Good. And the troll will. I think he attacked you already. Okay. So let's see that I didn't forget anyone. So they attacked, you attacked, the troll attacked. Good.
Did you miss me? I had to go away for a second.
No, I didn't miss you. Quarian, what do you do? You're muted, and after Quarian, it's Gary's turn.
Okay, so we have a whale, right? That is inside this small room, and a troll outside that is coming to attack us.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Okay. Don't have something really good to do for the troll, really. I can try to polymorph it into a snail.
Okay.
Worked well for us before.
Wisdom saving throw.
Amazing. That's a very good way to get rid of a troll. Wisdom saving throw. So it yeah, it rolled high, but it has a minus on his wisdom, so that's a 17.
It made it.
Bummer.
Oh, nothing happened.
Okay, so it kind of shakes its head like, what the hell did just happen? But you know, oh, I'm okay.
Just had snaily thoughts of it.
Okay, so that was your action. Anything else?
So can I see Anderist anywhere?
Nope. Giant
The
whale.
whale and all the creatures
Yes.
over there, right?
They stab him.
Damn it.
Okay.
I don't have it.
Gary, what do you want to do?
So I look in awe on all those crazy powers these guys are showing off, and I'm like, all right. Then I have like a brainstorm. We were sent by Commander Townhill. Halt your attack. Free action, right?
Yes, of course.
Anything happens?
That was a good one. Make
You came
a
here often, I know.
make a persuasion check.
So that's a charisma, right?
Yes.
So whatever the die roll. That's a 9.
A 9. So you shout, and you don't sense any response from them. They continue stab.
All right. Do I see any of the guys who are netted right now?
It seems like Peleus has risked himself from the net by simply turning into a mighty whale, and the rest is gone. Like, you don't see him at all.
So can I move close enough to use my full attack on the net that holds him?
So again, Enderist is gone. He's underwater, so you can't see him. He's underneath the whale. You can see the troll,
sorry.
and you can see a lot of fish people stab the whale.
Oh, all right. So, but Andres was netted, right?
Yes.
You wouldn't
So
have
there-
known that though.
So there is a fish guy holding a net that is like submerged.
So that's
the end of his net.
that's a good point. So if you want, you can try and dive, because you know that there is a a grate or something like that in the middle of the room. So if you want, you can dive and then swim to see if you can find Anderist underwater. But you kind of feel this will be.
No, I don't want to do that. I just
That
attack
sounds crazy.
I just attack the nearest one. I use 2 of my attack, and I hold the third one in a ready action in case they try to net me. So I like.
Okay,
flash
that-
it as a
good.
defensive. So
Make-
just 2 attacks out of 3, and that's an 8 and 22.
So a 22 definitely hits. So the fish, the Quato kind of dodges your first attack, but then your sword kind of connects and hits its fishy, scaly skin, penetrates it. Roll for damage.
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay.
Yeah, just the default.
Okay. So you can definitely hit it. When you do, you can see that some of the fish people kind of look at you to kind of perceive the new threat, and they are preparing to do something about it, but it's not their turn, so they can't do anything right now.
And I have a short sword on the ready.
Yep, okay, good one. Okay, Quarian, we're back to you. Quarian?
I just felt actually, that doesn't make sense. I just cast a spell
Right.
before Gary.
So what was your initiative count? I have 20 and 14. 20? Okay, so I probably switched you, so go ahead, doesn't matter.
So no, I already did my thing. I already cast the spell on the troll, right?
You cast a spell. Yeah, I understand what's going on. Sorry, I had you act twice. Enderist, go ahead.
Okay, I've got lots of questions. So I'm underneath a whale. Am I being crushed?
No, because you were basically pushed. It's like a pool. It's a deep pool that goes like this.
Okay. What about my frog then?
I'm
with
really
me?
hard not to.
So it's still beneath you, because the whale kind of pushed it. Yeah.
Right, and I know I'm restrained or whatever within the nets, but the man catcher I assume is no longer, like, it's no longer a thing. There's a friggin' whale that's taking up all of the space upstairs. Above me.
I don't know. I don't see a reason why the pincer won't be like detached or something like that. It's a grapple. Don't see any. Yeah.
Because of the size of the whale, which would literally take up the entire space above us. I mean, it's not.
I think
it's not flexible, right?
No,
Like,
no,
how is
no,
it
no,
gonna
no.
Bend around the whale. Or is he under it with me?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay, that's where I thought I was alone down there. Okay, so I'm still under there. Okay, so I'm in a big pool. I am going to. Oh, my dog is there.
Right.
I guess it doesn't need to breathe. So it's gonna swim over and attack.
Okay.
And the giant frog is gonna attack. So let's just get that out of the way.
Okay, good.
Oh wait, wait. So he didn't try and free himself.
So here's the thing. While
I guess I get advantage on my attack against it. That's all.
So, just so that you know, okay. So no, that's fine. Okay, so if your creatures have swimming speed, as long as you are underwater, they attack with disadvantage unless it's daggers, javelin, short sword, spear, or something like that. But I would say that natural weapons like claws and bites are without disadvantage. So
yeah, underwater is the frog's natural.
Yeah. I assume.
But because it's got it grappled already, he would have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So he does 5 piercing damage to it. That's all. And so my dog has advantage, but because of his pack tactics, but disadvantage because he's underwater. So just normal. So he would miss.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my action to call on the power of the crown and summon the earth elemental.
Good. So you
just summon more people into this room.
You concentrate
underneath with me. So he's going to come out of the wall. I'm picturing it like a well, like a cylinder.
Right.
That goes down.
Okay.
And I'm in there with the frog and this other frog man, and this elemental's just going to like come out of the wall.
Good. Okay, so your earth elemental comes out, looking at you, kind of not understanding its surrounding. That's what the hell is going on, and he bubbles.
Yeah, no, I telepathically communicate to kill the Kuatoa.
Okay, can he act on this turn, or is it only the next one?
I'm not sure the summon Earth Elemental spell. If you can, I think it goes in next.
Okay, let me know.
Action, but
Okay, so Rookvi, go ahead, and then we'll see if Andrist.
All right, Rookby, standing in a doorway to block the troll. He targets the nearest Koatoa, maybe the one that's most hurt, and smashes his head in.
Okay,
Yeah.
go for it.
First attack is 14
Hits.
for 8 bludgeoning. Second attack is 26
Hits.
for 8 bludgeoning.
Okay, so you slay it. You jump over on the whale, hit, smack the fish with 2 mighty attacks, which kind of skids because of its slimy skin. And then on the last hit, its eyes bulge and it kind of falls and slides down the whale's back into the water.
Get your hands off my whale.
Yeah, good one. Okay, Peleus, the whale. What do you want to do?
So this is a little bit off the books, but can I? There's multiple fish people right next to me who just stabbed me, right?
Right.
Can I roll over and like?
Yeah, I saw it coming. I saw it coming. Of course you can. Come on. I do need you to make a strength check to simply roll and kind of squish them along the walls.
Oh, nice. D20 plus 4, that's a 17.
17, that's amazing. So it's basically like being caught under a collapsing tunnel. So you don't need to do any attack rolls. Roll 4d10 damage per, basically, it's basically for all of them as you kind of turn around and...
That's 26.
Well,
yeah, I'm listening, Andrest.
I was going to say, while he's doing that, the Earth Elemental goes on an initiative of 14.
Okay, good. So 14 is...
26 damage.
26, so you basically squish all of them. So except the one who is next to Andorist, which the Earth Elemental would take care of it in a minute, all of the remaining Quator are dead. So it's gooey, icky, purplish fish blood all around the tunnel.
Okay, I'm gonna dismiss my
Okay.
wild shape form then.
Good, good. Which allows your Earth Elemental to do something nasty to the ones grappling you.
His turn?
Yes.
So do we kind of like pop out of the water now?
If you want, he can use his movement to help you go there, or your frog can do that. But again,
natural buoyancy would bring us up, so you would see me kind of netted, the man catch around my neck on the frog, we kind of bloop, and then an Earth Elemental comes up and just kind of grabs at the quota. Oh, I rolled a natural 20 on one of it.
Amazing, amazing. Go for it.
So 28 hit it?
Yes.
28 plus 5. 7, 14, 19 points of damage.
So the Earth Elemental doesn't strike it, it tries to grab it, but then like fish, you know, try to move away from and slide, etc. But the Earth Elemental simply holds it in place and until you can hear, you know, bones snap, and then the eyes of the fish pop out and it shudders and then goes limp in the Earth Elemental's hands. So that was amazing.
Sweet.
Amazing. So you are
briefly you'd see me there with me, a giant frog, a hound made of pure shadow, and an Earth Elemental until the Hound of Shadow disappears.
I think we're playing like a token deck or something. Right?
Yeah.
Gary, so you watch all of this and you realize that the only remaining threat in the room is the troll, who starts to kind of move back as it senses that you might be a little bit too dangerous for him. What do you want to do?
Good question. I don't want to face that huge thing on my own. I'm not an adventurer, so I don't know. Just keep track of it and look where it's going.
Okay. So in this...
I call the other, the troll is escaping.
Okay, good. So as you do that, indeed, the creature kind of slinks away, because it is his turn. It kind of slinks away into darkness.
Are we out of the initiative order?
Yes.
I want to grab one of those human grappler thingies.
Okay.
And like a net or two.
Okay. So you have 2 nets, and it's called a pincer staff.
All right.
Yeah. Good. So.
Will, did you see anything interesting down below? Andreas, you too. You guys see anything interesting?
I don't know. Did I see anything interesting? I had some of that moss with me.
Right. So make an intelligence check. See if you kind of.
No, 7.
Okay. It was too slimy and greeny and well, being out of breath kind of focus you on the important things in life, like breathing.
I could hold my breath and go down with my frog. See what we see. We could swim down with me on his back.
Can we take a nap? Can we take a little cat nap?
I'll come along.
What? Really?
That'd be great, actually.
Yeah.
You guys, I was just under a whale. I'm doing fine. What's up with you? This is so backwards.
I got hit with a fucking dragon earlier.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
true.
I'm down to 4 HP.
Rukvi.
I don't know that we.
You feel your body kind of recharges. The water, as you look at your feet, bubble around you, and then they start to climb on your feet. And just as you see that, they kind of fall back, and you think you can cast maybe a 1st level spell right now, like you have that spark of an energy return to you. So 1st level spells are back in play for you.
Oh. I cast Cure Wounds on myself immediately.
As you do,
So
the energy that is used to do that, you all you guys around him, roll a Constitution saving throws as you cast Cure Wounds.
you son of a bitch. Ooh, a 15. That's awesome. It's really good for me.
I wish I had advantage on that one, because that would have been a crit, but it's a 5 actually.
Okay, 5.
Gary 13.
Okay.
Quarian got an 8.
8. Quarian and Peleus, you vomit. Immediately.
Oh, so does my frog.
Okay, so it also vomits. And you, Rukvi, you kind of heal yourself, but you feel that you have maybe taken something from your friends. You guys don't feel that Rukvi did it. Rukvi, you are aware that you kind of took some of their health. In game terms, it doesn't mean anything, like they are not, you didn't take HP or something like that, but you kind of snatch a little bit of their life force, and they immediately.
Oh no.
I'm gonna telepathically smile at Rukvi, and I'm gonna say, "Don't worry, history will redeem you."
Shut up. Why? I'm not. This is some necromancer stuff.
You need to teach me how you did that.
I didn't do anything.
And with that, I'm gonna grab a fistful of that moss that I've got. I'm gonna hold on tight to my frog, and he's gonna dive down.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna jump inside with you too.
Okay, good. So you
Sorry.
are Quarian and Andorist and the frog kind of jump down, start swimming down to understand what's going on downstairs. Peleus, Rukvi, Gary, what do you do in the meantime?
There is still a troll in here somewhere. He can come behind us.
Hmm.
Can double back, try to surprise us.
I stick my hand in my face in the water and I yell that there's still a troll down here.
I'm gonna use all my 1st level spell slots to heal myself.
Okay. Okay, so you go down and try to kind of look and see what's going on there. Make a perception check with a disadvantage because of the murky water.
Does the light source help us in any way?
It's kind of a dim light, so it maybe kind of limits how far can you see. So yeah, it does help, but
No, mine was terrible. 3.
I did that too. I got 11.
okay, good. Peleus and Rukvi, make not wisdom, sorry, let me, I'll tell you in a minute exactly. But it is a saving throw, so you can roll your d20s and I'll tell you how much it is. Sorry for that. That's a intelligence saving throw.
Damn it. Why intelligence?
Finally a saving throw. I don't totally suck at.
I don't know if I ever rolled a 0, but this is the first time.
Yeah.
So Peleus?
14.
14. Okay, so you two take 22 psychic damage and you're both stunned for 1 minute. So this shriek, this powerful wave of energy explodes into your mind, shattering it, and you are all you both are reeling from the pain. Gary,
Glad I just healed myself.
something floats into the room. Its purplish robes kind of hover around it. There is a magnificent, color that rises and rises above its grayish, purplish head. The top of the head kind of bulbs and breathes and moves, and its mouth is a mass of tentacles. And he kind of floats towards you and looks at you and invites you into its embrace. You have what?
Is there anyone else of the guys with me? I lost track a little bit.
So you kind of try to look at Rukvi and Peleus. You can see that both of them are kind of reeling, blood is oozing from their nose, and then the creature flicks his hand and your face kind of focus on him, and he motions towards you, and you feel your body kind of go soft. At this point, the camera moves back to the underwater people, Quarian and Andrist, who have basically spotted nothing. As you look up, you do see that something strange is going on up there. It seems like Rukvi and Peleus are standing numb with a mass of tentacles approaching to Gary and is wrapping itself around him. What do you want?
Can I take an action?
Yes.
Okay, so I left my earth elemental up there, but it would just be standing there without
Correct.
me commanding it. I'm going to command it to grab whatever that tentacle
Okay.
reach out
So
into.
it also needs to make a saving throw. So it's an intelligence saving throw.
An intelligence? Oh yeah, it's gonna fail that. Oh, never mind. 14.
A 14 is a failure. So 22 points of psychic
22?
damage. Yes, and it is stunned as well.
Okay, so then never mind.
So you try to command it, but you feel that the connection between the two of you is severed, or has severed.
Yeah. Well, then I guess just command my frog to go up as fast as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you emerge, you can see your friends. They are bleeding from the nose. They kind of try to, what happened? What's going on? You can see still the fish people are still, their bodies are still floating on the water. And you can see the body of Gary, who is floating, face first in the water with his upper skull missing. And it looks like something kind of sucked his brain out, and this
I
is
wasn't called Sorry, I wasn't called Gary Disposable for nothing.
No, poor Gary.
And there are like suction marks around his face. So you kind of look around, try to understand what's going on. Why are your friends bleeding? What happened right here? And this is as good a point as possible to end this session. And continue this in the next.
Nice one.
Yeah, nice one. So thank you, Shemel, for joining us. And
Thanks for that.
Thank you for the saki day.
yeah, I did. Yeah, NPCs have a tendency of not surviving more than a session or two here, but
You just should not have worn the red shirt, Gary.
Right. He was wearing a red shirt underneath all that armor.
Yeah, definitely. Red shirt guy. All right, it's been nice knowing you guys and playing with you. It's been a while since I last played, so that was fun. Thanks.
Thanks for joining us. It was nice to meet you.
thank you. And yeah, we'll continue this story in 2 weeks. So thank you very much, Shimmer, and all of you. I really wish you a very, very good weekend and happy election day in Israel. Hope we'll have some good news tomorrow. Like a functioning government or something like that.
Oh man.
Okay.
Not likely.
Guys,
Okay,
thank
good
you,
luck.
thank you,
All
thank
right.
you, thank you.
Bye, guys.
And see you soon.
Good night.
Night.
Bye bye.